I'm back after a long hiatus for another motivational video. And of course, I'm going to start this video with a rant because it's not really a rant, it's just basically what's been going on. And that's why I'm going to do this today, because I read this and it really resonated with me. I really related to it, and I said, you know what, I just got to start again and do this. So first going to read it. I'm not even going to bother with the rant. I'll just incorporate it into what this is. So I'll read it in Spanish and then translate. Soy resiliente y me enfrento a los desafíos con valentía y determinación. So I am resilient and I face challenges with courage and determination. And that is something that I lost sight of, because of all the negative posts. At least, some people say they're negative, and yeah, they are. They're sad, they're down, but this is what was in me. This is everything that I've been going through. That was my only outlet, was to put it out there and just tell the world, basically, or the 3 people that follow me, or whoever gives a hoot about what I post, just what's really going on. It's not easy. I can get up in the morning and do what I have to do. I do my work, take a shower, do what I need to do, but it hasn't been that easy. I mean, it hasn't been easy in the past couple of years since I got gastritis, in addition to my IBS, and now esophagitis as well. So that's the acid reflux that makes everything harder, because you have to be careful regardless of what you eat with IBS. But gastritis is even more so because of all the acid that you produce. But then that acid starts going up here. Anyway, long story short, I was turning a corner. And that's what really kills me, is I was turning a corner. I started taking Array supplements, and they were for heartburn. And that, amazing. I was stunned at how quickly, in a couple of days, I didn't feel that burning acid in the esophagus, because I had gotten to the point where I was drinking water and it was burning. It didn't matter. Started to take it, started to calm this down. My stomach started to calm down too. So instead of 6 to 8 times a day going to the restroom, I was going twice. 2 is a big deal compared to 6 to 8. So I was happy. I was thrilled. I was getting really strong. I was starting to finally develop muscle, where this was starting to get a little bit stronger. And now it's back to the bat wings. And I was pleased. I was exercising 4 days a week. I was right up to the 4, sometimes 5. So that was a big deal. Then comes the nightmare biopsy, and that all went to shit. And I had no idea that this was going to happen, because if I knew everything that was involved, I either A, wouldn't have done it, or B, would have waited till more time passed. Because from what they told me before this biopsy, they said, it's just to make sure. They don't really think the percentage of cancer was really low, but this just to make sure. So I agreed to it, and the procedure was supposed to be simple, as it is with many people, women, as far as the boob biopsy. And it might bleed a little bit, it might start dripping down a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. You should be fine. So fast forward to after this biopsy, which I felt the pain. They went back twice, and they went back, I think it was deep in there. At least that's what the hospital said, that the amount of blood that came out of me was most likely because of how deep they went in, how many tissue samples they got, that's why they went back in twice, the second time, because they needed more tissue samples. So yeah, and it didn't bleed a little bit. It was a blood clot that burst, and it just soaked my bra, the gauze I had, the pajama, and it just dripped down. I looked like Carrie on the left side. It dripped down all my leg and my foot. So it was a big deal, because I wasn't able to do anything after, for fear that it would bleed again, and the pain was really intense. So all of this just made me feel like dog crap for the longest because I couldn't put my socks on. I couldn't put the covers over me either. I literally couldn't do anything. So I was just basically like this every day, maybe typing. So I had to take a couple of days off work because I couldn't do anything. And just doing this just made it worse, just moving it. You know, brushing your teeth, thankfully, I can do it with my right hand. Eating with my right hand. I'm a lefty and it was my left boob, so it was a big deal. And to have to be so immobile for so long, not completely immobile, but at least this part really threw me for a loop. No supplements because they thin the blood. No exercise for fear of bleeding. So that just, holy cow. And this was weeks before Comic-Con. So I was really upset. And I didn't really react positively. I didn't know what else to do because I was turning a corner, and here I am. No supplements. My stomach was getting out of whack, but thankfully the supplement effects, those good side effects, lasted a little bit, meaning I was in pain, but I wasn't going 6 to 8 times a day, and that was good enough to hold me off for me to be able to go to the doctor's appointments so they could check things out, because if not, I wouldn't have been able to go. You know, and then things got worse with the no exercise, the no supplements. You know, my tolerance for everything started to wane. And even though I started back up the supplements, it was kind of, the damage was already done, because it took me at least 2 months to get to where I was. And now to get back to that is going to take me even longer, because I wasn't even taking them all day. I was afraid of what was going to happen, since they have, I forgot what, that the aloe vera that I think thins the blood or something else. I was only taking one. One is not enough. It's recommended to take 3 with each meal. And I wasn't taking that dosage. I was taking 1 or 2, 3 times a day. So imagine just taking 1 and that's it for the whole day. So it's been brutal on my mind, mentally. And then, you know, I just got reminded by this wonderful warrior group of sisters that this warrior sisters, that's what I call them, because they're such amazing, beautiful women. And they reminded me, you know, just, that's my life. It's okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay. And I felt much better about that darkness that I was feeling, that really deep darkness that I was feeling, because I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do and had planned because of all this that happened. You know, missing out on my dad's Alzheimer's walk, missing out on the mass for people that have passed away. I saw it virtually and bawled like a baby because I couldn't be there. And missing out, going out with my coworkers who are my friends, and I love them, and I haven't seen them in 3 years. So that was brutal. And now I'm missing out on a lunch or dinner deal with a holiday with the coworkers of where I am currently working. And it's like, wow, seriously, because I'm not better yet. And Thanksgiving proved how bad I have gotten, because not only did my throats hurt for days because of the acid reflux, but the nausea has been unbelievable. And now it's almost all day. So I needed the exercise. I needed the exercise to twist the organs, to massage the organs, the intestines. And that's what the yoga does for me. And not being able to do that, you know, DDP is dynamic resistance. So you have to, like, you know, resist, and you feel it. It's a big deal, and it feels great. I did it last week, heavily modified, but I was able to do it. And I was proud, but a little bit sad, because I had to heavily modify, and the pain was intense after. I felt as if they were putting the needle in there. There was no needle, nobody around. That was just a sensation. And it sucked, because it's just, are you kidding me right now? But that's how it is. Hopefully tomorrow, I didn't do DDP. I opted not to today. I did IBS. There's a DVD from Gaiam that is taught by Rodney Yee, and it's for irritable bowel syndrome. And I did that. I've had that DVD for years, and it just massages your intestines, and that's just what I needed. It felt good to do it, but I couldn't even go to, I couldn't do chaturanga, upward dog. No, I had to go into Sphinx pose because I just can't. I don't have the strength anymore, and I could feel a little bit of pain coming, not shooting like last week with DDP. I'm not pain, so just discomfort. So I'm hoping that's all it is, because I want to go back to doing vinyasa and my DDP yoga because I cherish them. And the IBS, this yoga that I did today was amazing. It's great, but I like to mix things up, and I have to mix things up because of the level of subluxation and all this stuff that I'm always talking about. So today, reading this just brought me back to what the warrior sister said. I'm I gotta face this challenge. I gotta face this challenge head on and do what I can, what little I can, and start the things that I love, like the motivational videos that I used to love doing. I did that for so long, and I inspired a few people, which was nice. I didn't think anybody was listening or watching, and I did. When I was doing this on the Irritable Life website or Instagram site, whatever, I did. I had a couple of people text me, message me, and tell me that they really loved them. And I was really excited. And I said, I got to do this again because it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'm trying to face this challenge as best I can, but I have faced it with courage and determination. Well, with courage because I get up every day. With determination to continue, that's been a little kind of wishy-washy. But I am determined to keep going. It's just baby steps, because now I can move a chair. I can move my laptop. I can actually pick up my laptop, and that's something I couldn't do over a month ago. So I'm starting to slowly but surely get there. And today, last week, that one DDP session today, that's a big step. That's a big deal. And I'm really proud and happy. And, if you're feeling this way, if you're feeling like shit with all the stuff all the curveballs that life is giving you, like my mom says, no sales de una para caer en otra. So you don't finish, your one problem, that obstacle you're going through, you're not done with that, and something else comes your way. So it's like, okay, if that's what you're dealing with, man, I hear you, but you can get through this. Baby steps. When I was able to move the chair, I said, oh man, it feels like only yesterday I had this going on and all this bleeding and pain and whatever, and I'm actually able to move my chair. I guess I might be getting back to normal, at least physically. The stomach, oh, that's another deal, but maybe I will get back to it. Maybe it'll take me a lot longer than I would hope, but physically, that's the most important thing for me right now. I'm definitely determined to get back to where I was, because that'll help me mentally. And once I help myself mentally, not only will I feel better physically, but this will start to feel better, because I'll be calmer. I'll be more clear-headed with everything. I won't fall to pieces with every little thing. And dealing with the holidays, with my dad's absence and everything that's going on, will be a little bit easier, because December is right around the corner. It's on Friday, and the holidays are hard for a lot of people. So if you're going through something, whether it's a physical illness, an illness, physical problems, problems in life, who doesn't have financial issues or family issues or relationship issues? Everyone has something. Give yourself a little hug today. You matter. And I had forgotten so much of my truth, which was pointed out to me in the best way, and it made me feel like everything that I was feeling was validated. It wasn't made fun of or criticized or mocked or, you know, a lot of other things that I've gotten from posting what I post. And I just felt like a breath of fresh air. I literally felt that way when I was done with the call. It was a Zoom call with the Warrior Sisters, and, you know, it just gave me the courage to keep going. I've still had my moments, but I'm happy to say that I'm at least back to trying at least the physical part little by little and not getting discouraged when I can't do a full set of push-ups or modified push-ups, or, you know, I gotta modify. What are you gonna do? That's what DDP says. You know, like, you may not be able to do this now, but come back to me in a couple of weeks and you'll see. So I'm not the only one in that group, you know, the DDP yoga group. I'm not the only one who's had setbacks. I'm not the only one who's had to start with bed flex again, which I did at least once. I will be doing the baby steps and everything, but I am resilient. I am very resilient because I do get up every day, and I am back. I am back to, you know, with that itch to get back on the mat, to get back to my exercises. So I'm going to face this head on with courage and as much determination as I had before. And this was a very long motivational video. I hope it made sense, because I just went back and forth and all that stuff. So, and I hope it helped you. And I will hopefully see you next week for another motivational video.